This is my review of the Elk Ridge Camp Hatchet. These are considered to be in the budget range of things. Yeah, they're only going to cost you about £11 if you buy them online. You've obviously got your VAT, your tax, your shipping, well, your postage. It's going to come in total to around £17. They are still considered in the budget range. Don't let that put you off though, because they're pretty damn good. The actual hatchet itself, made in China, the bad thing, but made towards Elk Ridge's quality control standards, so you're not going to be getting a piece of crap, luckily. Now, talking about the actual hatchet itself, some specifications. Overall length, top to bottom, you're looking about 10 inches, so it is fairly small. That's about 24 centimeters. The actual length of the axe, the hatchet head, is 4 inches. So as you can probably see, it's pretty small. It's perfect for backpacking or your bushcraft or whatever, or just keeping around the house for general purposes like I do. Now, some close-ups of the hatchet. You can see it has these pack of wood grips. Hit and miss on these, you either love them or hate them. I do like them myself. They're a bit cheap. The overall finish, it's quite smooth, not too bad. The actual grip of the hatchet is moulded for your hands, so it is comfortable. Now, because it's not made of any synthetic materials, you're not going to be getting any shock absorption when you're smacking things with it. But, it's only a small little hatchet. You're not going to be putting it through any heavy duty use. So, you can get away with that really. Now, the actual sheath is a bit hit and miss too. It's a very low quality sheath, but it will get the job done. You've got your Elk Ridge logo there, and why is it low quality? Well, they've only really used single stitching, and it's not really going to last. Also, the actual quality isn't too great. You do get a belt loop, so it's not a completely useless sheath. It will get the job done for about 6 months before it starts to fray and fall apart. Now, the actual sheath is held on with this little clip here. Just the metal button you'd undo. Now, what you want to do here is just pull it off gently, and then you've got your hatchet blade. It is multi-purpose. You've got your serrations on top here. Not sure what they're for, maybe for marking wood. I'm not going to speculate. You've got a bottle opener. I've yet to find a bottle that will actually open. I'm not sure if that's just my bad luck or whatever, but you've got a bottle opener, and in theory it will work. You do have these, I'm not sure what they're called, the hex key things. These can undo like the bolts on your bike and whatnot. They're pretty useful, and it's a sturdy hatchet, so you don't have to worry about them breaking. And obviously you've got your hatchet blade here. It doesn't come razor sharp in the UK. I think razor sharp items sent in the UK are considered prohibited items. I'm not getting into that. In the US I think it does come razor sharp. It does have a bit of an edge on it, but it's not perfect, but it will get the job done. Now, before I get into the demonstration, actually showing you this hatchet in action, I just want to show you what it's actually like to have the nylon sheath on a belt. What I previously said about the nylon sheath, it's not great, but while you've got it, it's going to get the job done. As you can see, it's it's fairly stable. It's not going to move about anywhere, it's fairly secure. Now, the way you want to get your hatchet out is kind of like this. If you just flick the button down, it's going to fall out, and you're probably going to chop a toe off. You want to tend to avoid stuff like that, so do it the proper way. Put your thumb on the button, push it down, make sure you get a firm grip on the hatchet, and pull out. Now, it's good practice to have a lanyard on a small hatchet like this. I'll just show you the lanyard hole. It's always best to make full use of any provided lanyard holes. Excuse me. On a small hatchet like this. You don't want to be chopping something in the middle of your bushcraft or camp or whatever, and then it flies out your hand. You tend to want to avoid stuff like that, so just wrap it around your hand a few times and solid, should be good to go. Now, to actually put it back in the sheath, what you want to do, you just want to slide it in, push it up, watch your fingers, and then click it back in, you're good to go. Now, I'm just going to get into the demonstration of what actually like to use as a hatchet, so stay for that. Right, I've done the review. I've showed you what it's like on a sheath. Now it's time to actually show you what the hatchet itself can actually do. Just a heads up here, I'm wearing slash proof gloves. I'm doing this on camera. I'm looking at the screen to see if it's in shot, and to be safe. I don't want to take any fingers off doing this, so just wrap the lanyard around my fingers a few times and I'll be ready to go. Right, getting to it. Take into account, it's probably not going to look as good. You know, what the hatchet's full potential is probably not going to be shown on video, because I'm just going to be taking random shots at a random bit of wood. So just take that into account while you're watching this. Anyway, let's get to it. Well, that's enough of that, I think. I'll just finish up here. Right, I know that wasn't the best demonstration of the actual hatchet being used. I was just randomly smacking at a piece of wood. This is what it actually did. I was randomly hitting it. Wasn't really using any thought to it, really. I did actually later on try again. I never got it on video, but this was the result. You can see it's pretty clean cut. Just smacking straight down in the same position. Unlike this, where I was hitting it anywhere and everywhere. I will tell you, the hatchet is very good. They're very cheap, and overall, you know, I give them 10 out of 10 really, because you can't go wrong with them. You do need an edge. You can do that yourself. It's not hard, and I do recommend you get one. It's pretty much concluding my review of this hatchet anyway. So thanks.